Yo, what's going on? Hope you're doing good. My name's David the Crook and welcome back to another video. This video here, I'm going to show you exactly what I do to a 2-track beat before I start mixing the vocals, or even you could do before you start recording. But before we get into the video, if you're new to the channel, subscribe because you don't want to miss out on any of the other videos that I'm going to be dropping, as well as go check out some of my previous videos. If you've already subscribed, like the video, leave a comment. Let me know what you want to see or what type of videos you want me to make, as well as share the video to anyone you think will benefit from these type of videos, whether it's someone you know who wants to learn how to engineer or even just want to get into music. This channel is a channel that will help them improve and get better at recording, mixing, and mastering, whether it's their own music or music for anybody else. I have a song here called Venaki Freestyle by Iron Chef Weeze. If you want to check out his music, because you like this song here, go check it out. Just look up Iron Chef Weeze. I'm gonna play the song so you get a feel of it, and then from there I'm gonna jump into what I do to the 2-track beat before I start recording vocals, or what I'll do after I record the vocals when I'm gonna mix the beat.
Lately I've been feeling like the barrel of a smoking gun. I'm spitting out the cold truth. I'm feeling like my daddy's son. And now this man up in the mirror knows that I'm the one. Now ain't nobody gonna tell me where I'm coming from, but really I've been feeling myself. Like I've been working on that title, I've been chasing that belt. Now I can spit a couple bars and place that on the top shelf. Like I'm just watering these seeds of generational wealth. That's just the cards that was dealt. But really baby, I'm just saying I'm next. I studied up on all the grace and now I'm coming correct. I played it cool, I read the room and now I'm ducking the stress. I put a bet against the world and I ain't taking no less. Yeah.
So there you have it. That's the feel of the song. On my next video, I'm gonna show you how I mix those vocals, but for this video here, we're just gonna focus on what I do to the 2-track beat. All right, so I ended up taking off all of the plugins, and all you're gonna hear is just the raw beat, how it is and how I got it. One thing you do want to take in consideration, because the artist Iron Chef Weeze did make this beat, when he came to record it, I asked him for the mixed version of the song. That way it's not too loud or already processed and mastered and squished and pretty much maxed out. But if you are getting a beat from YouTube, or you purchase a beat off BeatStars or whatever, and the beat is already loud, like it's already peaking, it already has like some type of limiter, there's not really much you could do to it other than bring down the gain. So if you're using Logic, you just want to click this little eye thing, go to region, and then just bring the gain down. And you want to be hitting anywhere between -9 and -6, right? So if I play this beat here, right, that's already where we're hitting, because like I said, I asked them for the mixed version of the beat. But if you're getting it from YouTube or anywhere else that's already been mixed and mastered to some extent, you're gonna have to bring the gain down. A lot of my older videos would get beats off YouTube and stuff like that, so I do just bring the gain down, and then I do small changes to the 2-track beat. So the first thing that I do is I use Ozone 9 to the beat, right? This is not something that you need to do. Like I said, this is something that I do and that I found to be beneficial when it comes to mixing and mastering a song in general. And you'll be able to hear the difference with the EQ that I'm going to add and without the EQ. And then it's obviously up to you if you want to do this or not. So I'm going to use Ozone 9. I'm just going to put master assist, intensity low. I'm going to play it so it can analyze the song. Right, so naturally when you get the beat off YouTube or something, it's going to be this loud, and that's why you want to lower the gain. But I'm just going to turn off this limiter, and then from here it's going to give you like some type of suggestions that you could do to the 2-track beat. And the way that I am going to add these EQs is just by using Shep's Omni Channel by Waves. I'm going to use this EQ here just because Sometimes with other EQs, when it comes to these two frequencies, they might only just be one knob unless you're using like a normal EQ that you have more freedom, right? So you could use an EQ like this, it's totally fine. I'm just gonna use the Shep's Omni channel. So what Ozone 9 does, it just gives you some type of suggestions of what frequencies to boost or cut. And because this is a rap song, I don't want to mess with the low end. So I'm just going to take that off and I'm not going to worry about that. A lot of times with rap songs, you want like a big low end, and that's perfectly normal, to have. So I'm just going to copy these settings here. So for example, here 16K, 66677, right? And I'm going to boost it. They recommend 1.8. I'm just going to do 1.5, right? And then 1700, 1796. You don't have to be exact with the numbers. I'm just choosing to do it because I could just type it in, right? And then I want this EQ slope here. I don't want it to peak. I want it to keep, this slope here, because it's also going to boost these frequencies here. But the main emphasis is going to be on these frequencies at the 17K. It tells me 1.6. I'm just going to do 1.5 or 1.4. And then here's 775. And I want the same EQ slope. And then it says 1.6. I'm just going to do the same. 1.6. So I'm going to turn this off so you could hear how the beat was before the EQ and then how it is after the EQ. One thing I do want to emphasize, if you're listening to this on your phone speakers, you're not really going to be able to hear exactly what it's doing to the full capacity. So if you do have headphones, put some headphones on. If you're listening to it at home, sit down where you normally make music and consume this type of content, where you naturally mix and master. That way you could be able to hear exactly what's going on. So I'm gonna play the beat without it. Right, so if you're hearing it on headphones or anything like that, you'll be able to hear the subtle difference on the overall beat, just being able to boost these frequencies that Ozone 9 gave me, right? So you could hear how the snare sounds a little bit fuller, even parts of the low end, because like I said, the slope that we're using, how it is like this, it's also boosting parts of the kick, parts of the low end. So it could even make the kick sound a little bit fuller. And you want to be careful when you're doing this, like when you're doing stuff like this, just because if you watch my last video where I talk about mastering a song, it's the same principle that applies to this, right? Where whatever you do to the beat is going to do to the overall beat, to everything, because we don't have the stems and we don't have every individual track to the beat. We can't make changes that we would want to change, if that makes sense. Like if I wanted the snare to be a little bit louder, it's not like I have the stems to be able to remix the beat and make the snare how I would want it to be a little bit louder. So I have to fall back onto EQ, and being able to boost those frequencies also boosts this other frequencies, whether it's the keys, the open hat, the parts of the bass, the kick, the keys, whatever instruments are in the beat, it's also going to boost those frequencies too, right? So that's something that you do want to be careful and don't over exaggerate certain things. I think 1 to 2 dB of increase or reduction is perfectly fine. And like I said, this is not something that you need to do. A lot of the times when you get beats off YouTube or anything like that from producers that you like, they already know how to mix and master, right? They're already doing the best they can to mix and master those beats. So it's already sounding good, right? This is just something that I would do as an engineer to just make the beat sound a little bit better, right? Just simple EQ. And I'm able to get that with Ozone 9. And like I said, if you want any of these plugins like this Shep's Omni channel by Waves, Down below in the description, I have an affiliate link to Waves where it'll give you, I think it's 10% off on plugins. That way you'll be able to save yourself some money when purchasing these Wave plugins. These plugins aren't necessarily needed. I do have an ebook in the description called 100 free plugins that you need, that pretty much you purchase the ebook, and within the ebook there is 100, I think there's more than 100 plugins that you could download for free. And a lot of the plugins emulate plugins like this that emulate actual hardware. If you're new to recording and you want to get better at recording, I also have an ebook called Recording Pro Vocals where I break down exactly how I record vocals anywhere, right? A lot of the, on my past videos, you've seen me record in a garage, you've seen me record in like a shed. Even here at my home studio, all I have is some simple panels that I've made. But with certain plugins nowadays, you're able to record anywhere, so there's no excuse of not being able to record, or even the excuse of not being able to purchase studio time, because now you can just do everything at home, right? Once you know how to record vocals anywhere, then you could get more into the mixing. But the first step to being able to get a good song is being able to get good recordings. So go check out those ebooks, go check out that affiliate link by Waves. If you want me to mix and master your song, shoot me a message on Instagram. Just DM me how much to mix and master my song, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. But I'm going to play it again without this EQ and then with the EQ. Right, so you could hear a clear difference between without the EQ and with the EQ. And then from here, I can move forward to mixing and mastering the vocals or the track, however you want to say it. One thing I do also do to the 2-track beat, and I know this is something that I don't do in the beginning because this is something that you will need to do towards the end, but I also add reverb to the beat sometimes, right? So for example, this beat here, I added the reverb that I used on the vocals, right? Which is Manny reverb and then little plate. So I'm gonna play it without the reverb, and then I'm gonna turn the reverb on, but I don't want to add too much reverb because, like I said from my last video about mastering songs, whatever you do to it, it's gonna do to the whole track. So me adding reverb to the 2-track is gonna add reverb to everything, and that's kind of why I EQ the reverb, because I don't want reverb on the low end and I don't want a lot of reverb on the high end. I just want reverb in the mid-high frequencies. And then the same thing goes to here. I don't want reverb here, but for this reverb, I want more of the high-end reverb because that's what the reverb that sounds good, right? I'm EQing the reverb based off on how it sounds, right? So the first reverb I use is Manny reverb. I just put room medium, and that I got these reverbs based off the vocals and the overall vibe of the song, right? So this is with the reverb on the beat. Right, it's very, very subtle, and like I said, I don't want a lot of it, but it is gonna help blend the vocals and the beat together, just putting it all into one space with the reverb. And then the second reverb I use is Little Plate by Sound Toys. Right, it's very, very subtle, but you could hear it on the clap if you really pay attention. And that's why I say, like, don't watch these videos on a phone, because you're not going to be able to hear those things. You know, hear it in some headphones, hear it on your speakers, and make sure your environment is as dry as possible so you could really hear everything that's going on. So that's pretty much what I do to the 2-track beats, is just add a little bit of EQ. Now this is something extra. Like I said, if you've seen any of my other videos, I always use Smart EQ 4, and that's another thing that I use on my beats, or not on my beats, but on the 2-track beat. right? And then, like I said, if you've seen any of my other videos, go check them out. I've explained what smart EQ does, but it's just an EQ that moves in real time that helps balance everything out. There's another thing that I like using on my beats, especially on areas like this where it kind of cuts out. Right, so you could see the EQ movie, and it's always going to make, you know, the track sound a little bit better. And like I said, this is something optional, smart EQ for, but just in general, some small EQ changes could make a huge difference on your 2-track beat. So like I said, after this, you could get into mixing and mastering the vocals. So if you like this video, and if this video helped you, drop a like, leave a comment. Let me know what other type of problems that you're having when it comes to recording, mixing, and mastering, and I'll do my best to make videos to help you solve those type of problems. Go check out my ebooks. In my next video, I'm gonna show you how I mix his vocals, and then I'm gonna provide you the project template. I've seen a couple of you guys, you know, take advantage of the free 72 hours that I give you to download those project templates. So that makes me happy. You know, I'm glad that you guys are taking advantage and downloading those templates so you could practice mixing and mastering. Subscribe, turn the notification on so you don't miss out when I drop the video of me mixing these vocals, and then you could download the project template so you could practice mixing and mastering this exact song here. So like I said, subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, go check out this description for the ebooks, for other project templates, and yeah, hit me up on Instagram if you have any questions, if you want me to mix and master your song. My name's David the Crook, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace.
On that Tidal, I've been chasing that belt. Now I can spit a couple bars and place that on the top shelf. Like I've been watering these seeds of generational wealth. That's just the cards that was dealt. But really, baby, I'm just saying I'm next. I studied up on all the grace, and now I'm coming correct. I played it cool, I read the room, and now I'm ducking the stress. I put a bet against the world, and I ain't taking no less. Yeah, I bet you probably thought the chef was finished until I pulled up with that.